Hey guys, this is Jocelyn from Fantasia Elegance with another wire wrapped jewelry tutorial for you. In this video I'll be showing you how to make these swirled wire earrings, and as you can see they're a very fun style and yet also classically elegant, and at the same time they are super simple to make, so these are some of my favorites. Let's jump right in and see what tools and materials you'll be needing to make these earrings. So of course you'll be needing the standard flush cutters, chain nose pliers, and round nose pliers, and I do have the specific models of tools and materials I'm using in the description section below for those who are curious. You'll also be needing wire, obviously. I'm going to be using 18 gauge dead soft round from riogrande.com, and you'll also need some 24 or 26 gauge round dead soft. Half round would also work as well for this. And this is optional, but I will be using a jeweler's bench block and hammer as well in this design. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is cut some lengths of wire for these earrings. So I'm taking my 18 gauge round dead soft wire, and I'm going to start out with 4 pieces of 2 1/4 inch wire. So as you can see there, 2 1/4. And for those using the metric system, that is about 5.8 centimeters. And again, you're going to want 4 pieces of this. So once you have all 4 pieces, I like to just trim off the ends here with my flush cutters just to make sure that both ends are nice and flush. So set 3 of those aside and take 1 and your round nose pliers. And we're just going to start by making a simple S shape. So I'm gripping the very tip of this. I'm just going to start curving it in. Just like that. And we're making an open S, so the wire isn't going to touch itself here as we're making the curve. There we go. And let's go to the other side here, do the same thing in the opposite direction, so we get that nice S. After you've curled it in a little bit, you might find it easier to reposition your pliers here to help with that curling motion. And after you've got this S shape started, you can just swap back and forth between the 2 sides to make sure that you're getting them evenly bent so they meet in the middle. And at this point you are going to start bending them in so that this swirl is touching the middle of the wire right here. And the same thing on this other end. There we go. So that it's something like a figure 8 here. Just like that. And you might want to do some refinements. I'm going to pull out my chain nose pliers here just to help tighten this up a little bit. There we go. So now you're going to do the exact same thing on the other 3 pieces of wire, and you can use this one as a sort of template to match the others too. Alright, so once you have your 4 little swirls made, you can go ahead and skip this step, or if you prefer, do it. I'm going to next take out my jeweler's bench block and just hammer these out a little bit. And again, this is optional. I just find it gives them it makes them look more finished, gives them some more strength, and also more surface to shine. So I'm just going to hammer these on out. And I shall mute the volume for you so you don't get deafened. Okay, so after you hammer these out, you may find that they have spread out a little bit. That's perfectly normal. and oops, let me zoom back out here, and can very easily be taken care of just by a little bit of reshaping here. So let me go ahead and get these fixed back up. Alright, so now that I have got these all nicely reshaped, we're going to fit these together and bind them together using our 24 gauge wire. So just to show you how we're fitting these together, I'm taking two spirals, swirling the same direction, and you're just going to nest them like this. Alright, so let me pull out my 24 gauge wire here. And again, this is dead soft round. And we're just going to cut some different lengths of this. As you can see on the finished earring here, I have bound these in 3 places on each earring, one in the middle right there, and then 2 bindings on either side. And for each one, I'm going to cut about a 1 3/4 inch piece of wire here. And in metric, that's going to be about 4.6 centimeters. So let me go ahead and cut 6 lengths like that. Alright, so I'm going to bundle all 6 of these together. And taking my chain nose pliers, I'm just going to put a nice little bend in the middle here, turning them into kind of a U shape. Just like that. And setting them all aside except for one. Just like so. Go ahead and pull out your 2 pieces that you want to bind together. And I'm going to use my thumb and fingers to hold this in place, just like so. And the first piece, I'm going to take my little U shape here. I'm just going to drop it right over, oops, I didn't mean to drop that part. I'm just going to drop it right over the center portions here. Just like that. Going to flip this on over and use my chain nose pliers to squeeze those wires so they cross. And then I'm going to start tightening them on up. Just like that. Take one of the tails, bring it on around, and I'm just going to continue wrapping here. Oops. Now you can either do 3 or 4 wraps, just depending on how secure you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and do a 4th one with my other tail here. There we go. And flipping to the back side of this, I'm just going to trim off the excess from those tails. And using my chain nose pliers, I'm just going to squeeze on down those 2 ends so that they lay nice and flat against the piece. There we are, just like that. And here you can see the front of it again. Now for the two other bindings, what we're going to do is one here and one on this side. And we're going to do those exactly the same way. I'm just dropping my U-shaped piece over that. Cross the tails here at the back. And start wrapping those around nice and tight. And once more going to the back, just going to snip off the excess. And tighten those on down. Just like that. And you can see we just have one more left to do. So taking one more of these U-shaped 24 gauge pieces, just going to drop it right over that junction right there. And do the exact same thing to fasten that down. And if you like, you can make any small adjustments to the final thing here. So there you have it. And the other piece, you're going to do exactly the same thing. So just like this one, you're going to bind right here, and right here. Oops, if I can get it to focus here. There we go. So you finish up this one just the same way. To turn these into earrings, all you have to do is take out your favorite type of ear wires, open it on up, and just slide that through the top right there, and close it just like that. And if you're curious, I have done a tutorial on how to make different types of French hook ear wires. If you haven't yet seen that, you can click right here to go there. And of course, you can also do many variations on this style very easily. For instance, you could add a dangle either in between this component and the ear wire, or below it. Round stone, briolet, anything like that would be very pretty. You can also use this as simply a link component, make a whole bunch of these, string them together in a necklace or a bracelet with beads in between, would be very pretty. It's just a very simple, quick, and versatile design to use here. So, just for you to see again, here is the finished pair of ear wires. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. Please do comment below if you ran into any problems making this, or if you have ideas for future tutorials you might like to see. And if you could take just a few moments to check out my Etsy shop and Facebook page, the links are in the description section below, I would greatly appreciate it. Please do subscribe for future videos. I have many more in the works. So, thanks for watching, and happy crafting!